that large to get to the basket. Once again, 10 out of 12. He's going to be highly efficient.
Yes.
24 points, 2 rebounds, no assists because he can dish, man, when he's engaged. And
you remember the first game, I think it was the other game, Skip, he had 0 rebounds.
Yeah, 0. No, he had 0. Yeah, I went crazy about it. It's just wrong. You can't be that big and that strong and get 0, 1, 2 rebounds.
Right.
You can't do it.
I mean, if you box out the ball and hit the floor, you just pick it up.
You just pick it up. It's why Michael Porter Jr. was briefly in Mike Malone's doghouse and said he had to text him 3 times the next day, please don't leave me in the doghouse. And to Mike Malone's credit, he said, I'm right there with you. You're okay. And then that happened.
Yes.
He has emerged as a potential superstar in this league. Michael Porter Jr. is 6'10" and weighs about, I don't know, 215 or 20 maybe.
You think you're that heavy?
I don't even know. 215 maybe.
Right.
Zion's 300 pounds, and he can just, he can body people out of the lane and own the lane, and he gets 2 rebounds.
He should do what he does on offense. You see how strong he goes to the basket? Well, get defensive rebound, box him out, and get those boards.
Play hard. This team looks like it is not responding to Alvin Gentry. And I love Alvin. I respect Alvin, but something is missing here.
No, they're responding just on the offensive end.
On the offensive end, they do. They respond. And Lonzo did have 11 assists. It's okay, but not playing hard. Lonzo can D up when he feels like it. Nobody D's up. Drew Holiday's made all defensive teams. Come on, guard somebody with some effort and some energy and some conviction. They don't guard anybody. They let Sacramento score 140 points.
In regulation.
In regulation, 140 after almost 50 in the first quarter on the way to 200.
But, Skip, you know what? Normally, Skip, I can't disagree with anything that you just said. Everything you said is true. And Zion, you know, all of his shots came within 3 feet of the basket. But while you're doing that offensively, you play no defense. They don't play any defense. Zion plays no defense. Skip, let me tell you something. I don't know if Lonzo Ball noticed this, but every time he goes against De'Aaron Fox said, you went number 2, I should have been number 2. So I'm going to show everybody that thought you were better than me, I'm going to show you not. I thought I did it that night in Kentucky. I really did. I thought
it was in Memphis.
Right, Memphis. I thought I showed you that night in the Sweet 16 game. I thought I showed you I was the better player.
Remember, Lonzo had gone to Kentucky early in that year to Rupp Arena.
And they beat him.
And Lonzo played huge in that game. And then, remember, his mom had fallen seriously sick.
Yes.
And remember, the brothers and father could not make it to that game. And so I gave Lonzo some pass for that because he looked a little out of it the whole night. But De'Aaron stuck it to him.
But, Skip, if you think about every time De'Aaron Fox goes against Lonzo Ball, whether he was in L.A., whether it doesn't matter where he was, he's going at him. Skip, this is disappointing. You says, okay, you know what? We gave up 77, but come on, we're gonna D up. We're gonna limit them to 25 or less points. They give up 40 in the third.
That's just,
I mean,
it's just sad.
How you give up?
You're right. They gave up 40 in the third. Yeah.
Come on, so you give up 100. You give up 118 points in 3 quarters. Who you beating? Skip, this is 80s basketball. You remember the games back in the 80s, Skip, they'd be 160, 157, 181, 172.
Yep.
140?
Yep.
Come on. This is unacceptable. And I told you, Skip, I said, look, the thing is that look at this. It was so set up for them. They gave them the easiest schedule in the bubble.
By far, it's the easiest.
They got Sacramento twice. This was the whole reason they even got down there. Because they wanted Zion in the AC.
They wind up with Brooklyn. Yeah. I thought it was a cakewalk. Yep, I was wrong about this.
And now they might win 1 game.
Okay, and the reason I like this team is that I'm going to list these players, and I think you would agree the potential is extreme.
Yes.
Brandon Ingram.
Yes.
Drew Holiday, Lonzo Ball. Obviously, Derek Favors has been a long time. He's pretty good.
He's steady. Nothing spectacular, just steady.
J.J. Redick is still just filling it up. He made 5 out of 10 threes. I still love him. Josh Hart will give you energy and effort usually, but not so much yesterday. I love that young Jackson Hayes. Melly can shoot. He wasn't shooting, and he was 0 for 4 from 3 yesterday. Frank Jackson will fight you. That Nickeil Alexander-Walker that they drafted. There's a lot of talent all the way down to E'Twaun Moore, who's been a contributor for this team all year. What happened? It almost felt like they are quitting on their coach. That's how it felt to me.
Let this sink in. Zion played 22 minutes. He was -12, plus minus.
Shameful.
I
Unacceptable.
mean, Brandon B.I. was minus 14. I mean, all the starters. Lonzo Ball was minus 17.
Yep.
Now, J.J. Redick came. I mean, we know J.J. he's going to get threes up and shoot a mid-range shot. He's not a defensive guy.
Yep.
23 minutes, he's minus 15. Who are you going to be? At some point in time, Skip, I get it. You want to get up and down and get the ball at the hoop, but you got to stop somebody.
Somebody. Just show some effort. What I love about the Phoenix Suns is they're now 4-0 in the bubble. Mm-hmm. They play hard for Monty Williams.
They do.
He's a fine young coach,
yep.
but he is pushing all the right buttons
yep.
because they will attack you.
Mm-hmm.
I told you when they attacked the Clippers, I thought the Clippers played hard in the second half and tried to reassert their will over Phoenix, and they couldn't because Devin Booker is a star, obviously,
right.
but all the rest of them play their tails off.
Right.
Right now, the Houston Rockets are playing their tails off on defense. I never thought I would see the day, but you can just see it on your television. They are committed to playing defense. They will fight. The little tiny short Rockets will fight you. They'll fight Anthony Davis. They'll fight anybody in the post because they are as committed to playing defense as they are to offense.
And that's the thing, Skip. And the Rockets, you mentioned, the Rockets know they're going to lose the rebounding.
Yep.
They're going to lose every rebounding by double digits. They just, but they're going to put so much pressure on you with those threes. So, and they're going to scrap because they know they don't have any rim protection. So they try to get every loose ball.
Yep.
They're trying to knock the ball out of your hands while it's up in the air. They're doing things. New Orleans, there's no excuse that they can't play. Skip, they're young.
Yeah.
It's not like they're in their 30s. I mean, do they have anybody in the start other than Derek Favors? They don't have problems in True Holiday. But look at B.I. B.I.'s probably, 23? Zion's 20. Lonzo Ball's probably 22, 23. They got young legs. You want to run to play offense, but you don't want to run to get back and play defense, huh?
They don't want to play at all. And I have lauded and applauded your man, LeBron James, especially the first two games in the bubble. He was D'ing up. Obviously, he D'd up at the end of the Clippers game on Kawhi and Paul George. And he is inspiring his younger teammates to play defense. They're still third in defensive efficiency. So whatever you're going to hang your hat on going forward, it better be on the defensive end.
You got to, Skip. Look, you're not winning. As much as we applaud Golden State for what they were doing, look at where they were ranked defensively. They weren't just jacking up threes.
No.
Steph Curry just wasn't, Kevin. They were a top 5 defensive rated team. So if you think you just go get, you think you could just go look at the Lakers. Everybody always talk about Showtime Lakers, but go back and look and see where they were defensively. Look at the Boston Celtics. Look at where they were defensively. Look at the Pistons. We know that's where they hung their hat up. Look at the Bulls, Skip.
Best defensive team I've ever seen.
Man, okay. Keep on thinking you're going to be, well, we score 150, they can't do what to keep, okay.
I'd be okay if the Pelicans just said, let's go home. You should just go on home.
Skip,
seriously.
Skip, go back to football. If you look at football, look at the teams, the top offensive teams, what happens when they meet a defensive team in the Super Bowl? The defensive team normally wins.